Hey everyone, so many games, so little time. Kine here.
Joachim here too.
Yes. Alright, so we're going to take a look. We're going to continue our top 20 list. Yeah. Take a look at our 15 to 11 or 11 to 15, depending on which way you count, I guess.
Yeah. But in case you watch the video in reverse, it's going to be 11 to 15.
We'll try to talk backwards as well. Use your mouth. Alright. 15 for me.
Yeah.
It's a game of Woodland Might. Root is my 15th game of all time. Well, so far. Now, Root is an asymmetric area control, just, I guess, not battler, but whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game, and each faction has their own way of getting victory points. I've played it once in person. The rest of my times, just because I don't own the game and it's been hard to get that to the table. But I've played it a few times on Steam. They have a digital version. And yeah, so I think I'm mostly played with just the core 4 characters so far. We have the Marquis, we have the Eerie, we have the Woodland Alliance, and the Vagabond. And so far, I think I prefer the Vagabond, where you act as your own kind of character, going around, messing stuff up. You can tinker and build stuff, or you can just be a warrior and just slay random people here or there. Essentially, you're just disturbing the peace in some way to make sure certain factions aren't winning or in the lead. And then you can make brief alliances here or there, because every time you take something, I believe, you get a card. It's a forced trade between you and the other faction. They don't agree to it. It just happens. But yeah, that's my number 15, Root.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about it. I've never played it before, so I don't know. I'm willing to try, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this, but new thing for me is waiting for a big box. So I'm waiting for a big box Root expansion game on Kickstarter before I actually get it myself.
Apparently there seems to be a ton of expansions. But if you type in like Root on BGG, then you wait for half an hour. Okay. Then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansions. 5 expansions.
Well, there's like 2 core
one is
ones.
just a deck, but anyway.
Yeah, there's 2 core ones, like Underworld and Underworld and River Folk. Yeah. And then the latest one was the Marauder expansion, which helps you play at 2 players, I think. They have a module in there. The Clockwork is just like the Automa, the lets you play solo or have different factions come in if you don't have a full set of people that play.
There's even another Vagabond pack, whatever.
Oh yeah, that just gives you meeples for all the different types of Vagabonds.
And the Clockwork expansion 2 in 2022. And more hirelings. And more hirelings.
They came out with a lot of content for the last Kickstarter.
Exactly.
Except for a big box. So.
Okay, so my 15 is Anachrony. We talked about it last time before, and it was in kind. What number was it for you, Anachrony? It's top 20, right? But I don't remember which one.
I don't know if it's top 20, actually.
So
hasn't been said yet, so.
No? Oh, okay. I thought you had it in your top 20 as well. I mean, last week. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, time travel, worker placement, amazing minis, amazing production. Looks really nice. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has to follow as well. So, I have the Infinity Box, which helps. There's a ton of expansions.
So jealous.
He borrowed it for 3 months and played it 0 times.
Yeah. I looked at it.
You just wanted to own it.
Just for 3 months. It's here.
Here's a picture of the difference between the Infinity Box and a regular box, by the way. But it's I don't know, I just like the theme so much.
It's so cool.
Of course, the production as well is out of this world. And it looks very complicated at the start, but once you get into it, well, I guess that applies to any game once you know the rules. But yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of going back in time and having the dead and then trying to get rid of it. It's always a puzzle you're trying to solve, right? And then it's very asymmetrical if you want it as well. And different factions force you to focus on different areas. Like some might force you to go science and everything. I don't have don't really have much to say about it aside from that. Just also the fact that once you reach the actual cataclysm, that then it becomes a race to try to fulfill your personal goal. And if you're the last one, you actually get negative points and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's cool. I enjoy it every time I play. It brings something new to the table. I know it's an acquired taste for some people. We've noticed, but it's just I really like it. That makes sense because it's number 15 for me, obviously. And also in these lists, I always say I really like it way too much. But yeah, so that is an Equiny for me. Be sure to check it out if you like worker placement games, because this one is something special. All right, so we're doing snakes. That's me again, right?
Yeah.
I'm really bad with snakes. But I'm not going to go into that. So the next one is, I think you've played this before as well. It's a Lacerda. Which one do you think it is?
The only other Lacerda game I've played is The Gallerist.
So it's that one. It could have been On Mars too.
Yeah, true.
Because you said the only other one. So On Mars hasn't been talked about.
I feel like you might have On Mars a bit higher up.
I don't know about that.
I feel like you like it more than The Gallerist.
Yeah, but I don't own it, so let's see.
Well, it's not a list of games you own.
It's true. But it used to be always.
Yeah.
I had this thing that only games I own. So, but it's changed this year. That's true. Yeah, Scythe is at number 54. No, I'm just kidding. So The Gallerist, it is true. Usual Lacerda, very brain burnery, but the theme is always amazing with the Lacerda games.
Yeah.
Everything you do makes sense in the grand theme. So you have your own gallery. You're buying paintings, but you're also supporting the painters and you're trying to make them more famous. So by the time that you sell your paintings, you actually make more points. They're worth more. But even not selling them has their advantages as well at endgame scoring potentially. There's also the kick system. So basically if you move, it's a rondelle. So if you move from one spot to another spot, well, I guess it's not really a rondelle because you don't have to go in a certain direction. But if you go from one spot to the next one, then you can leave behind your assistant. So if somebody else goes to that spot, they kick off your assistant and you can do that action again. So especially with more than two, it becomes a kicking fest, to be honest. And then I remember playing one game with somebody else and I was always kicking their assistant because they always went where I needed to go, which was annoying. But, in the end, I was actually quite close to winning. I don't know. Maybe my brain just makes me believe it. So, and I also have all these meeples here. I hate the word meeples.
Well, they're like cube. Oh no, they are.
No, I like them. I hate the word meeples.
What?
But it's a whole different discussion. It goes back to my childhood. No, I just think it's a stupid word. It's just personal, I guess.
I have no idea where they came up with the word though.
No, but someone on Twitter not long ago said, "I hate meeples. Don't at me." Of course, they added him like crazy, but I came to his support. Whatever. Hashtag freedom meeple.
Don't at him. Meeples.
Yeah, don't at Anyway, so the meeples here. What else would you call them? I don't know. They're actually all kind of customers. There's the customers, and they all have different things. You have I don't even remember.
Like pink is I guess the value changes, right?
Yeah, but they have different names. Like one of them is
like a connoisseur.
Yeah. I forgot. I'm not gonna guess because I'm gonna guess wrong. But they all have different roles, and so if they're in your gallery, because I can see Blue has a gallery here, here's a board. Then they also have different effects. So that all matters because you have these really fancy tickets, which I can't find here in this picture.
There's some on the bottom.
Normally they're supposed to be here, but I guess they finished the game at this point.
Yeah.
So they're really thick, and so as well, which is really nice. So with the tickets you move your people around and you can take them away from other people, but not when they're inside, because that would be kidnapping. But otherwise you're luring them away, right? And they have the international market. So much to talk. I don't want to talk about too much, but an actual artwork, real life artwork that you can check out online, and also a random phone. No, but just worker placement once again. Even though you're only one guy that you're placing. But Yeah, and so Lacerda. If you know Lacerda, you know what you're getting. Really high on my list when it comes down to Lacerda games. And my number 14 is The Gallerist.
I like it. I think I've only played it that one time. I'd like to...
Probably, yeah. I played it a couple times solo and once with 4, and yeah, I played it multiple times, which is rare on my list. Okay, how about you? 14.
My number 14. All right, so it's not on Mars, it's Terraforming Mars. But I've only played it once. But the first time I played it was with the Prelude expansion.
Yeah, it's a must.
So I think it speeds up the game a bit, gives you the choice between a specific company, I would have to say. But yeah, so I think it plays at most 4 or 5. I'm trying to remember. But you kind of work together at terraforming this planet. Well, the game ends in a few ways. Like when you complete, I guess, the temperature, the oxygen level, the water as well. And like you're doing these all together, but you have your own agenda, obviously. So it's a competitive game. And you're essentially just terraforming Mars. I've only played it the once. It's my number 14. I had a great time playing it, but I can't really speak to everything.
Well, it's what you said is true, and you can also mod it like crazy. Like I have a really pimped up version. I really need to make a video about it, about how I improved my copy. But yeah, just the engine that you're building, like, messing around with the cubes and everything, right? Even though this is once again a very strangely upgraded board with the Lego pieces, Lego booster player board, yeah, exactly. But it's engine creating heaven, maybe. I could say
you can like build these combos, I guess, in terms of like how you like efficiently work your system or work your board, and like your particular company gives you different asymmetric abilities, let's say, so you're better at certain things.
And then there's also drafting, which makes it even better. And as a group, you can decide how quickly the game ends. Because if you're winning, you can say, okay, we need to stop this quickly so I can win. But then if people are like, oh no, I just want to build my engine, then you can play for 4 hours. And I'm not kidding. You can play that long, this game. But if you're playing competitively, you can finish it in like an hour or whatever. So it depends on what kind of group you have as well.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's my number 14.
Actually, when we're making this video, after this video, we're playing games. After this, we're recording playthroughs. I actually thought about bringing Terraforming Mars. But I wasn't sure. So in the end, I didn't. But maybe next week, we'll see. All right.
That'll be fun.
I didn't expect this one.
No?
No, I didn't. Not at all. Okay. You're 13.
13 is... we played this only once. And there was a recent Kickstarter that came out for a sequel that isn't quite the same play. It's more card-based. It's a re-implement of Ad Astra. I don't know.
I'm drawing a blank.
You backed it.
Burgle... I don't know. I backed it. I backed so much. Yeah, of course.
So I really loved our play of the Artemis project. It was really good. Just like I thought it would be meaner in terms of like kicking out people, but I guess you kick out people more in like a 2-player game. Like that's when it gets a bit more. I don't know actually.
It's always really tight. That's what's so good about it. It's always really tight. You're always kicking out people. Like for me, it was my number 35.
Okay.
But my list is about 130 games, so it's pretty high as well.
I just like the idea of dice worker placement, and where's a good board?
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
You can see it a little bit.
But yeah, you're essentially you're kind of.
This looks different. This is a product.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't have the updated.
Yeah.
I can't remember much of the gameplay. We played it a year ago, I think. But it was such a close game. You go to like a worker placement. You go to different places to place your dice. If you what's it called? You play a die down, and someone else can bump your spot or move you out depending on the value. of your die. So if they're a higher value, they go after you. If it's a lower value, they kick you out or push you back, essentially. And so you get less of whatever it is that's there.
Yeah, and in some spaces the opposite, and then and then you you never really know, right? When you're putting it and you're looking around, and then you also have the annoying part that sometimes you totally overbid. Like you put your dice there, and then nobody else goes there, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah. Wait, so I could put that die somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. And also,
you're like building these projects, right?
Yeah, buildings and everything. So
like an above ground
this is a
and
good
under.
Picture. This should be a good picture.
Nice.
Yeah, this has the buildings as well and the people that you recruit. Yeah, it doesn't have the dice on it, but whatever. But also a very good solo mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very good solo mode. Because the solo mode, they roll dice before and after you. So you never really know where they're gonna bump you off or not. So it's a bit like, please don't mess up my plan. Then of course they do. So yeah.
But yeah, like the whole game, you're working with like scientists, warriors, and just regular people. I think. Or, I don't know, whatever the colonizers, and to build like different buildings, you have to place them within the buildings. I guess like in this area here.
Yeah, to activate them.
To activate them and get the bonus, so you can score. But then if you do it too much, then you don't have any people to put out into these other places, and so. Well, I like the balance there. Like you're trying to balance it out. Like there's a place where you can go. I guess this port where you can get more people.
Yeah.
And it's randomly selected the number of people that go in or the different types of people that go into this location.
And the cool part about the building is the higher the die that you put that's what you have to pay.
Yes.
So if you say like, oh, it's six minerals, and nobody else goes there, it's like, why did I put 6 minerals there? Stuff like that. It's
And then we played with this expansion where it was like alien technology.
Oh yeah, the alien die. Yeah.
Like you roll the die and like you could screw yourself over if you roll a specific number, or you could like reap the rewards. It's like
alien tech, you never know.
It's unexpected. But yeah, my number 13, the Artemis Project. Is the pledge manager still open? Do you know Because I think
it hasn't opened yet.
Artemis Odyssey, I think, was the new game.
Yeah, it hasn't opened yet.
Okay.
Honestly, that was a blind back for me because this one was so good.
Yeah,
amazing. I actually cannot tell you anything about Odyssey. I knew when I backed it, but now it's like it's already gone again, overwritten with other ones.
Part of my joy from this game was we tied, and I won because the tiebreaker was the last person that played.
Yeah, so I sold it after that.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
It was so good. I felt so good.
I didn't solo it, but it's one game that I like playing solo. If you want to see a solo playthrough, comment in the comments. Comment in the comments, yeah. And then I'll make it happen. I'll try. I have a backlog. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So my number 13 is X-Odus.
Wow. That's another game. Oh, I should have asked you to bring that. Because they made that. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Voidfall, the other one.
The other one with the void.
The other one with the void, yeah. And internet's going slow. But yeah, I did a playthrough of X-Odus, and as usual these days with my playthroughs, there are some mistakes, but not really big ones. So I think I only made it hard on myself. But basically on X-Odus, the rise of the corruption is, surprise, spoiler alert, the corruption is rising. And because the corruption is rising, you're sending out your ships. I think there's about 8 or something, or 6. 6, yeah. You create a crew of 4, even though when you play solo, it's 3 of them. And then you go around the galaxy, exploring the galaxy, like you see these little tiles, right? Normally, I'm not a fan of tiles like that, but then it's minimalistic, but it's still tight. It doesn't look stupid, all right? So these are your ships. You can see top and bottom. And you just go around exploring and also fighting these enemies that might come up. Like not a lot of variation in there, but enough. The red things are the red cards are like damage you can have if you fight and you basically overextend yourself. You damage your own ship, and then that happens. These are exploration cards, which are always cool because the art is really nice. These are your shields. They have special powers and energy level that you can use the special powers with. Yeah, it's just always cool to explore the galaxy. And this one here will say when you reach the corruption and lose the game. And also as it gets higher, these special, what are they called again? They're not guardians, but these special elite ships come out. The sheep, man, and they follow you in sheep space. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's a T-Rex.
That's what sheep do.
When they do it on their hind legs. Okay, so basically these move around every time you reach these certain points and you roll the die. And you really always hope, like, please don't get me, because they are super powerful, right? You don't want to get into a fight with them. You basically run away the whole time until you feel like, okay, now we're going to get it. And then if you look at my playthrough, yeah, just go look. So, yeah, it's cool. I like it every time. It plays good solo. It plays good with multiple people, although there's always an alpha gamer potential here. Co-op? Yeah, it's co-op. Yeah. There's no competition here as far as I know, because you're all working together to save the galaxy. But yeah, really, really good from Belgium as well, I think. So yeah. So and just to say, it wasn't Voidfall, but the other one they did Fractal. Yeah. So yeah, there was an instant back because of X-Odus. Once again. Like, wow, you really do your research. I do, yes.
You can also back this in the late pledge of Fractal, I think.
Yeah, and I would recommend to do so because it's really good. So now I do 12, right? Because you did 13 already. Okay, 12 is something that you talked about last week, I'm sure.
Ah, okay. It's so good.
Western Legends.
It's so good.
Yes, it is so good, but it's also so big. And also so many expansions. You can see it as well. So many expansions. It's, like right now, I haven't brought it to the table because I have so many expansions. It takes up so much space. So I need to basically book a special room or go to a board game cafe to get it played because my table at home is too small. And I really don't want to play with just part of the board because it's like so good with everything together. Yeah, basically, we'll do this quickly because you probably saw it in the previous video. So much to do, different gambling ways to do it. With all the expansions, there are so many ways that you can win. There's so many characters. Yeah, it's just, I painted everything. I pimped everything. You have the video, how I upgraded how I upgraded it. And yeah, it's just the ultimate Western Legends, Western sandbox game. I mean, maybe down the line, someone will come up with a better one. That will also be nice. But we used to say when it came out, this is Merchants and Marauders, but in the West. You know, Merchants and Marauders is pirates, basically, but in the West. Although I think Merchants and Marauders is a little step higher than this one in terms of complexity and everything. This is easier to get into. And maybe there's more to do as well. So, yeah, and especially if you like Western movies, all the characters you know are in there. All of them. Yeah, it's really cool. And you can play as long as you want because you can actually choose the length of the game. You just say, oh, okay, we'll play until, I don't know, 20 points. And of course, it's going to be longer then. Or we play until 10, which is really short. So, or maximum 30 and make a whole afternoon of it. Yeah, so, yeah, Western Legends. I'm not going to, like I said, I don't want to talk more about it. We talked about it last time.
It's so good.
But it's really good.
Like, I love, you can rob a train, you can gamble, you can rob a bank. Yeah. Or you can catch the person doing that.
Yeah. You can also try to rob a train and fail, which is what I did.
It was good.
So yeah. Okay, your number
12.
12, yeah.
All right, my number 12 is let's see here.
Twisted Struggle. What?
Twisted Metal. Oscar for the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
All right, number 12 is Twisted Fables.
Yes.
All right. This is one of the games that Joachim has recently, well, not recently, but he's purchased it
the last year
on Kickstarter, and it's still out now, I think, on Kickstarter, or it might be closing up. It's finished. Finished today. But yeah, Twisted Fables. We haven't played the 2 versus 2, but the 1v1 game it's such a good fighter game.
Yeah, it is.
Like just the cards, the asymmetry between the different fables, and the backstory, the story that they have. Like there's a full page of just backstory for each of the characters. And it's sorry, I went to the page but didn't open up a picture.
No, it's okay. I'll try the other one.
But so far I've played as Little Red Riding Hood, Sleeping Beauty, Taylor Swift, or it's Dorothy, but she looks like the Terminator version of Taylor Swift.
Very true.
And it just they each have their own different abilities. Like as you'll see in some of our previous videos, some have like, or they do better at range or at a distance. Some are like up close. They have to like be up close in order to poison you. It's a deck builder. So like if you get poisoned, they just add poison cards to your deck so that when you draw cards, your hand is just filled with fluff and you can't really do anything on your turn. There's ones again that just move really quickly. Like I know the art can be a bit spooky or a bit twisted. Yeah.
Twisted, yeah.
And like some of them is questionable.
Like I wouldn't necessarily play it with kids.
Yes, yeah.
For example, what's the tentacle one again?
The Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, yeah. It's not quite little.
No.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Playing, basically.
And like Little Red Riding Hood's her backstory, it's really graphic.
They go all in on the twisted. Okay,
yeah.
They go all in on the twisted
Super
for
twisted.
Sure. Yeah.
But she's cool. She's like a cyborg now with like a wolf. There's a video where we go into it.
Yeah.
But it's the theme. It's solid. I really like it. This is my number 12.
Yeah, you can see the story here. Okay, right, cool. So then it's your 11,
oh yeah,
right?
number 11.
Yeah.
Last one for today.
Yeah, Dojo-kun.
Dojo-kun. Oh, this game is so you've introduced me to like dice.
Yeah,
It's just Dojo-kun.
It's my number 44, which is also pretty high compared to the rest of the stuff that I have for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
so good.
Dojo-kun, it's you play as one of like the schools or different dojos essentially, and you build up I guess a roster or a team where you then upgrade them and train them and then fight each other. You have a tournament section. And like there's different attributes. There's what are there? Like I can't remember the actual symbols. Like there's one for like attack, one for defense, one for grabbing or grappling.
Yeah, grappling. Yeah.
And like depending on what you roll will determine. I wish there was like the track system. Do you have there's a picture of the track system?
You mean when they fight, like this?
Yeah, when they fight.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I can find it. So basically you have 3 rounds of worker placement, and then you always have a tournament.
Yeah.
And then you do that again, and then the game ends. So when you're fighting, you need to follow a certain track, like you said, so you can go over who's winning and so on. Right?
Yeah.
But it's not here, there's no picture.
Like a block will
picture.
Cancel out a kick or something, or it'll cancel out a grapple.
Yeah.
And then
goes in like a flow.
Yeah. And a grapple will cancel out a punch or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're not gonna see it well here, but this is actually it.
Yeah. So one team is on the white side and the other team is on the black side.
And this is the final. Yeah. Yeah. So kick, hold, block, punch, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's different places that you can go to. You can purchase
old version, by the way.
It looks the colors look a bit muted.
Yeah, it's a different art style as well. So it's an old version.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can go to like different locations. One of them will give maybe boost your character. Maybe they'll get better at grappling or punching or blocking. Another part of the map or the board will give you maybe special moves or special combos. So you can go to a section and you can teach one of your fighters one of these combos. Or you can get more fighters, train them, and it just keeps going. Oh, it's so good.
It's basically the worker placement part you don't want to focus on that. You just focus on the tournament because that's when you go head to head and the other people are betting on to see who wins.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, see if you can do it. And of course, if you win, it's like, hey, your face, stuff like that.
And the fighting, you're rolling dice as well.
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Momo smash.
Here it is. Fat Momo.
There's Momo. Momo, what a legend.
And we played months ago. It still knows the name. So that says a lot, right? And the dice look cool. And
I think it's been a year.
Yeah,
Since
could
we
be.
played last
Could
time.
be, yeah. And by Eric Martin, who's also... Oh, no, he's uploaded this.
I feel like all these games so far on this list I haven't played in a while. And they're in my top 20, so...
Exactly. So that really, really does mean something by Roberto Bestrin. And it's, of course, Simon, so... Or come on, whatever. So that's going to be good quality, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is published by somebody else, this one. Because it has a different box cover and everything and doesn't look nearly as good.
Okay. Yeah, when I typed in Dojo-kun, there's a 2011 version and a
that's probably
2015.
2015, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
number
right.
11, Dojo-kun.
My number 11, you've played multiple times as well. It's Rattle Nads. Radlands.
I played it once.
Only once? Yeah, once, yeah, sorry, yeah, once, yeah. I've played it multiple times. Radlands, which is, I have the Super Deluxe Edition. And yeah, basically, once again, a 1v1, but it is basically Borderlands, okay? It's Borderlands, you just couldn't call it Borderlands. And just look at the characters here.
The cards, the artwork is
it just...
really good.
They even use punks and everything as a generic term for regular people. Water is the currency. You try to blow up the other people's camps, basically, and whoever loses their camps first loses, right? If you manage to destroy their camps first, you win. There's events that you can focus on, and it can be very swingy. Like certain actions, you can just be like, whoa, what just happened? And it could sometimes seem that you're losing, but then there's still ways to get out of that with the certain cards and everything. There's lots of decisions to make, as in, do you want to save your water and go for a big swing or spend it all on small things and stuff like that. So, and it plays super fast. So you can play multiple games in a row if you want to, or if you have the time anyway. And the Super Deluxe Edition comes with 2 really nice mats as well. Really, really enjoyed it. It's quite high for the amount of time that I've had it, because if I look at the other games that I've talked about, I've had all of those a lot longer. So it could be recency bias. That's possible. But the theme is totally up my alley. The gameplay I really liked as well. I just really enjoyed it the whole time. And the cards are really special material, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to sleeve them.
Yeah, it's true.
So I just look at it just oozes with theme, and it's just Mad Max as well because of the water. Because in Mad Max, water is everything. Or Waterworld, whenever we watch stuff, I haven't seen that one, to be honest. So yeah,
That's when the planet is full of water.
yeah, that's the money. There you go. And it's by Roxley, and I'm a Roxley fanboy. I have so many Roxley games. So just awesome. Definitely check it out if you're into 1v1 games like that. Yeah, that's my number 11.
Nice.
Radlands. That concludes our 16.
I'm trying to see
15
where
to
this...
11.
Did this come up on... I think I did my list before we played. No, here it is. Radlands is 38.
Oh.
It's far away.
But then you only played it once.
28.
We only played it once. And how long is your list? How many games? 7,322.
113.
Oh yeah, see, so it's still pretty high.
You know what's at the bottom of that list?
No, which one's this last one?
Dungeonology.
Really?
Yeah.
You really hated it?
I wasn't a fan. I don't know. It was okay. It was okay.
For me, the bias with Dungeonology is because I painted everything, I think.
The painting was phenomenal.
My last one is Rolling America. It's a really trash game. Anyway, it's really, really...
Just rolling through.
Well, not trash, but just really boring. Okay. All right, so we'll stop here.
Yeah.
And please do join us. Please share your opinion on, well, it's our sentiment is what we think is good, so it doesn't really matter if you say it's bad or not.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not going to change our mind.
I like it. Okay.
Oh no, he said it's bad. Now it's back to number 50. No, it's not going to happen. But at least, share us. You think maybe you're surprised, maybe you're not surprised, and maybe you want to try some of these games now. Please do tell. And be sure to tune in for our 10 to 6. All right. Bye-bye.
See ya next time. It was a bit delayed, but see you next time.